Do you know that after the First World War, the harsh decisions of the Treaty of Versailles pushed Germany into a severe economic crisis? Hyperinflation became so extreme that the price of bread reached billions of marks. People carried bags full of money, but even then, they could buy only a few bread loaves. In these conditions, Adolf Hitler rose to power. Angry at the restrictions and the collapse of the economy, he started increasing his influence and eventually pushed the world into the Second World War. In this story, we will also learn why Hitler got married in his final days and why he committed suicide on the very same day. Was it love or a symbolic act to avoid accepting defeat? Before starting the video,
A small request, please like, share and subscribe to the channel so your support keeps us motivated.
the person you are seeing on the screen, his name is Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, a name that has become a symbol of destruction and fear in world history. He was born on 20 April 1889 in Braunau in Austria. He came from a middle-class family. From childhood, he wanted to become an artist, but fate placed a gun in his hands, and he started the Second World War, destroying millions of lives. During the First World War, he joined the German army. The defeat of the Central Powers filled him with the fire of revenge, and he became a strong supporter of Germany. We have covered the history of World War I in our previous video. Click on the link at the top left to watch it. After the First World War, Hitler returned to Munich, and in 1920, he joined the German Workers' Party, which later became the Nazi Party. After World War I, 1914 to 1918, Germany faced the harsh conditions of the Treaty of Versailles signed in 1919. The treaty weakened Germany. Economically and politically, heavy war reparations were imposed. The army was restricted, land was taken away, and Germany was blamed for aggression. In 1923, because Germany could not pay the reparations, France and Belgium took control of the Ruhr Valley, the industrial heart of Germany. The German government supported the workers' strike and printed more money to pay salaries. This deficit financing caused hyperinflation. A single loaf of bread reached the price of billions of marks. People went to the market with wheelbarrows filled with money, yet returned with only a few basic items. A loaf of bread cost around 200 billion marks. The currency had lost so much value that money felt like pieces of paper. Lifelong savings vanished within days, and the middle class was completely destroyed. After hyperinflation came the Great Depression of 1929, which left 6 million Germans unemployed, about 30% of the workforce. Banks failed, production collapsed, and poverty increased. The middle class was ruined. Hyperinflation destroyed faith in democracy, and unemployment pushed people toward extremists. Hitler attempted the Beer Hall Putsch, which failed, and he was sentenced to 5 years in jail, but released after 9 months. In prison, he wrote a book called Mein Kampf, in which he promoted Aryan superiority and blamed Jews as enemies. Hitler was a master of propaganda. His propaganda and the economic crisis, especially the Great Depression, increased Nazi votes. In the July 1932 elections, the Nazi Party won 230 seats out of 608 in the Reichstag. They became the largest party. Finally, on 30 January 1933, Adolf Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. Hitler crushed his opponents, blaming them for the Reichstag fire. In 1934, during the Night of the Long Knives, he eliminated those he saw as threats. Dozens were murdered, and Hitler's dictatorship became fully secure.
My comrades, the time for action is now. We must secure our future with unyielding. Together we will triumph.
In 1935, the Nuremberg laws were passed, removing Jews from citizenship, voting rights, and government jobs. Hatred spread through society, and Jews were pushed out of social and economic life. During the Second World War, around 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust, one of the worst tragedies in human history. Driven by war madness and revenge, Hitler spent billions on weapons and reduced unemployment. He occupied the Rhineland in 1936, annexed Austria in 1938, took the Sudetenland and then Czechoslovakia. On September 1st, 1939, Adolf Hitler invaded Poland. 2 days later, Britain and France declared war, and the Second World War began. At the start of the war, Hitler signed a non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union and focused on Western Europe. Within months, Germany defeated France, Holland, and Belgium. But Germany failed in the air war against Britain. Modern radar and strong air defense stopped them. In 1941 and 1942, Hitler attacked the Soviet Union under Operation Barbarossa and later faced the Battle of Stalingrad. Russia's freezing winter, long battlefront, and fierce resistance broke the German army and turned the direction of the war. In the final days before April 30th, 1945, Hitler was trapped in an underground bunker in Berlin. The war was almost lost, and Soviet forces were closing in. During this time, he married his longtime companion Eva Braun, a decision most historians call symbolic. He refused to accept defeat and remained firm on his extremist beliefs. On April 30th, 1945, in that same bunker, Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun committed suicide. Later, their bodies were burned to prevent enemy forces from using them for display. This was the man who in just 12 years dragged Europe and the world into a massive war and a human tragedy.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Rational Brains. And do share your valuable feedback.